Formula One is all about creating the fastest possible car to win as many races around the Formula One calendar as possible, but it's ironically the times when these cars are stationary, when they are being serviced by the pit crew during a pit stop, that the time that is actually spent there is very, very important. It can make or break your race. It can allow you to undercut, overcut, it can allow you to prevent being overcut or undercut during the pits and end up maintaining your position. Or if it's not a good pit stop, you can lose several. Pit stops in Formula One are regularly under 3 seconds, sometimes under even 2 seconds. So this is why they are so important in modern day Formula One. There's no refueling now, it's all about the tyres, and the speed at which these guys and girls can change the tyres and service the car is nothing short of mesmeric. So here's everything you need to know about pit stops in Formula One. Pit stops are a crucial aspect of Formula One racing, serving as several important purposes. During a pit stop, teams can change tyres, make necessary repairs or mechanical adjustments, and serve penalties. While refueling is currently not permitted in Formula One, drivers are required to make at least one pit stop during the race to change tyres, as the high-performance tyres are designed to degrade quickly and last only one portion of a race distance. Of course, this mandatory pit stop is only required during dry races. In wet races, you do not have to do this, but in dry races, you have to run at least 2 compounds of tyres. So for example, a soft and a hard, a medium and a hard, or a soft and a medium. Of course, you can do more than one pit stop as well if your tyre wear is higher than what would be permitted for one pit stop. Pit lanes are located alongside the main straight of the track, with each team having a designated pit box, and that is for both drivers as well. So stacking sometimes happens when 2 drivers try to go into the pits for the same team at a relatively short amount of time, and of course you also get a lot of unsafe releases. You do get collisions in the pit lanes as well between different cars, and sometimes actually between the pit crew and the car, which can end in very nasty accidents indeed. The order of the pit box is determined by the team's qualifying rankings. A pit crew can consist of up to 20 mechanics, each with a specific role in servicing the car during a pit stop. The decision to make a pit stop is based on several factors, and I've gone into a lot of these during our pit stop strategy explain video as well. If you want to go check that out, please do, of course. But yeah, there's a lot of different factors and a lot of different simulations. Millions if not billions of different scenarios are indeed simulated to try and determine which is the best one to do, and you've got a whole team of people back at the team base as well, also going over what is the best to do. The strategy department is much more than the few people that you see on the pit wall. They're just the most visible part of it. Teams closely monitor tyre performance and use predictive models to determine the optimal lap time for a pit stop. The team communicates with the driver usually 1 lap before the scheduled stop to prepare for the upcoming pit entry, but of course you don't want to telegraph what you're doing strategy wise, and of course you also see sometimes race engineers. They're the people who actually speak to the driver saying do what he doesn't. So if he pits, you stay out. If he doesn't pit, you go into the pits. Now during a pit stop, the cars enter the pit lane adhering to the specific speed limit, normally 80 kilometers an hour, but around some circuits it's less at 50 kilometers an hour. And the stop is precisely designated in the pits box, so you have to hit your markers perfectly, otherwise the pit crew, which are very much aligned to go at a certain angle and a certain time, they may be put off by that and you could end up having a slow stop. For example, the person with the gun that actually takes the wheel off, if they're having to readjust at the last second, it can be very difficult for them to do so. And these tenths of a second are absolutely vital in Formula One. Mechanics swiftly change all 4 tyres, making necessary adjustments to the front wing angle and address any other issues the car may have. This process is completed in a matter of seconds, with the fastest pit stop taking just over 2 seconds, just under now actually. I think the record is 1.9 by Red Bull. They might have actually done a 1.8 actually. The fewer pit stops a driver makes during a race, the more time they can spend on the track, potentially gaining an advantage over the competitors. However, the decision to make fewer pit stops must be balanced against the risk of tyre degradation, which can significantly impact the car's performance and handling. Things like if they're stuck in traffic, if they're stuck behind a car that they can't quite overtake, the temperature, the weather, that can all play a factor, and just how the driver's feeling out on track too. I'll just tell you guys a little story just to round out this video as well with pit stops. Now, my auntie, I spent an afternoon with her ages ago, and the F1 was on. I think it was Bahrain Grand Prix 2020 or something like that, I don't know. And she's not into racing, she's not really into sports that much. She's in her 80s, bless her. If you're somehow watching this, Auntie Kath, love you. But I seriously doubt this because she can't really work computers very well. But she put the F1 on for me, which was very nice of her to do, and she had no idea what was going on for the whole thing. I was trying to explain what was happening, but she just didn't get it. It's just too much of a learning curve, you know. But the one thing she reacted to, the one thing that she was impressed by was the pit stop. She went, wow, when she saw one of the cars come into the pits. Because she couldn't believe how many people worked in unison within less than 3 seconds to change all the tyres on the car. You think about that. You think about what you can do in 3 seconds. And not a lot. Really not a lot. You can't even send a text message in 3 seconds unless it's like a thumbs up if you're a dad like me, or an okay sign if you're a dad like me, you know. So you know, there is that as well. But yeah, I think that does illustrate how impressive these guys and girls are that do these pit stops. It's something that we take for granted in Formula One, but it is absolutely unbelievable how they do it. It's fantastic. And from a person point of view, from an organization point of view, not a technical point of view, because things, you know, the power units and stuff like that, which I think they're unbelievably impressive, but from a person point of view, for that many people to do that many jobs that quickly without mistake. I mean, they make mistakes sometimes, but it's very rare. And if they do make a mistake, oh, that was half a second too slow. Again, half a second, mate. Think about what you can do in that time. Blink. That's kind of it, really. But yeah, that's everything you need to know about pit stops in Formula One, the kind of basic beginner's guide to it. And yeah, if you want to check out more of these beginner guys videos, we will bring in out a super cut of all these to put them together in one place for you, where you can watch them all back to back. But yeah, in the meantime, of course, we've got all the other videos that will be out. I believe this will be the last one that's going out, because it's the last one I'm recording. So that super cut will be out this weekend if you guys are watching this. So yeah, we'll see you very soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe here on the F1 Chronicle to see much more content on the pinnacle of motorsport just like this. And we'll see you soon, guys. Have a good one.